Welcome, everybody. Episode 2 of Solsitce. I'm your host and game master, Chev. And this is what episode of With Disadvantage is this? Who knows anymore? It's something.
Who cares?
It's
hard
up there.
to count considering the 3 different campaigns.
Yeah, I count the campaign episodes, but I don't really count the With Disadvantage episodes. But anyway, welcome. This is only the second episode of our new campaign. Our first one went off so well, other than me being accidentally racist, apparently. I have to tell you guys, it's like one of those things that I kept thinking back on throughout the whole last 2 weeks. It's like, God damn it, if only I had just said, royal folk like you aren't not around here. But no, I had to say folks like you aren't uncommon, but you stand out.
I was trying to intentionally make this a problem.
It's amazing.
Alright, so let's go ahead and do a quick recap last time, and then I have some announcements that I just wanted to go over before we start. So last time, we met Audubon's character first. He ventured into Red Crag to meet with his contact. His contact turned out to be an imposter. It was no longer Barris Portersworth. Instead, it was actually Sam Blade, posing as Barris Portersworth. That's right. Well, then said you were blue afterwards, but anyway, I'll let you manage that, because I ain't keeping track of that. Then Audubon tried to have Sam killed. How did you get out of that? I forget. Oh, yeah.
Well, first
Laura
I
came in.
acided.
That's right.
I acided a guy.
That's right. You came in and saved the day, and then Marina,
by screaming.
By screaming, that's right. And then you guys made your way out. I think Alora and Marina, you guys both made your way back to the Withelm court to alert the king, I believe. Yeah, to what you saw go down, where seemingly a Withelm guard was giving information to a Dominion operative, which is strange. And then Audubon and Sam, you guys made your way to the solar mines, where you just now were about to head in when were called over into the bushes by large tabaxi back there. We'll probably come in and we're going to pick up with Alora and Marina when we finish with the announcements here, but real quick, I just wanted to cover some things. So I have some game rules now, and these are not big issues or anything. I just wanted to solidify, make everything a little more official for our campaign. And these are just Solstice rules, so this does not apply to like Bunsen's campaign, for example. So there's only 5 or 6 rules. The first one is do it in character. So you guys are already pretty good about this, but if a question can be asked in character, then do it in character. So instead of asking me how much rope does the party have, or just kind of asking as a player, how much rope do we have? Instead, ask it in character. Like, I have such and such amount of rope. Do you guys have any more? That tiny little bit of flavor adds a lot to the show, especially with it being an audio show. The second rule is do what your character would do. So I've been listening to a lot of D&D podcasts, and I've noticed that a lot of people play their characters to the most efficient way they can, like a video game, trying to beat it, speedrun it, whatever. But in D&D, especially since we're trying to tell a story together, do what you think your character would do. If that is the most efficient thing, so be it. But, some characters aren't the sharpest tools in the shed, so maybe they would do something a little less intelligent than you would as a player. Also, one thing, I don't think this is a problem, but sometimes I catch a whiff of it. Bunsen. No stat block looking.
I have
no stat block googling.
in a long time.
If you're facing some monsters in game, please don't Google them. First of all, if you find their stat blocks, it gets you focused on numbers instead of role playing. And then second of all, I tweak a lot of the numbers, so you'll be focused on the numbers for no reason. Don't ruin the immersion for yourself.
Full disclosure, I haven't done that since the fucking Yetis. I felt bad with that.
I tease. Number 4, role play well to avoid roles. So this is the new one. I haven't brought up before, but I want to encourage role play in this campaign. We already do a pretty good job, but sometimes I feel like we get caught up in talking as players and asking for checks, and I wanted to incentivize good role play. I can give you guys inspiration and stuff, and that's cool, but if you roleplay well, and it doesn't have to be like amazing or anything, but if you're really trying to roleplay, I will respond as NPCs the way I think those NPCs will respond. It also kind of fixes a bug that I feel like D&D has a little bit, where say you give this amazing speech that's obviously should be, if the guy can be persuaded, then he pretty much should be, and then I have you roll for it and you roll like a 3, that kind of sucks, and it doesn't jive well with the fact that you performed really well. So I wanted to fix that.
He just blanked out and wasn't listening.
What's that?
The guy just blanked out and wasn't listening. Like, sorry, what was that amazing thing you just said?
Who?
No, I was giving an example,
sorry, yeah. I wasn't on the same page as you. Yeah, okay, yeah, exactly. So it's like, oh, huh, yeah, and I had to make up stuff like that. That's you joke, but like if I'm gonna say it's bad, then something else had to be a reason why usually. So anyway, if you roleplay well, chances are I will just respond naturally to you, so you don't have to do a roll. This does not mean you will always win a roll just because you roleplayed well, because it also depends on the character's ability to be persuaded in the first place. So stuff like that. 5, please do your best to focus on the game. So I'm not gonna make it a rule that we can't have our smartphones or try to police your guys' real life activity or anything like that, but I am just kind of asking sincerely that you guys do your best to stay focused. You know, I put a lot of time into this campaign in particular, so I'm not going to get upset or call you guys out or anything, and I understand when there's other things going on in your lives, but it's nice to just know that everybody is as focused as I am on the campaign, so that's all I ask. And then the last thing is just above all else, have fun. That's my last rule. We will bend rules in the favor of fun, so if you end up getting a ruling from me on something, just accept it, you know, because I'm just trying to move on and not get bogged down with rules lawyering and stuff like that. I will make
Objection.
notes.
I want to appeal this.
I got a question.
The actual lawyer here.
I got a question. What was the last rule? I was too busy texting.
Oh my god. Eject.
I think it was something along the lines of "Don't be a dickhead."
You're gonna have to listen back to the recording.
The last thing I wanted to talk about today before at the top of the show is just I highly recommend taking notes in this campaign, especially since sometimes we go 2, even 3 weeks without a game if the circumstances are bad. There is a notes tab, so if you guys don't see it, it should say notes with like a quill and a pen on the right side. If you hit that, you can go in there and you can right click and create item, and you can put notes in there. You can even make them public if, say, you wanted to share something with someone. That way you can keep track of anything you think is interesting, and it will always be saved with Fantasy Grounds. So it's super easy access. And also, there's a little push pin you'll notice next to notes and also next to lots of other stuff. I'll go over the maps and images in 1 second, but if you take those push pins and you drag them down to that bar on the bottom of Fantasy Grounds, you can create a shortcut, and so you can pop open different things in the game by dragging push pins down to that hotbar. You can also drag dice formula down there. So if you go to your character sheets and you find your attack roll for something or damage roll for something and you're tired of going to the sheet all the time, you can drag those down there too. When you do that though, keep in mind it's literally dragging the dice formula, which means like if I update your character sheet later with different damage formula for something that, you know, leveled up or something, it's not going to update your shortcut for those. So just keep in mind you have to delete it and then redrag it to update it.
Can I just mention something? As far as that goes, you can also, if you wanted to see them outside of the game, you can add notes to your D&D Beyond page as well.
Yes, that works also. Whatever's easiest for you. I just wanted to highlight the notes tab because it is super easy when you're already right there. Okay, and then the last announcement was demo public map navigation. Oh yes, that's right. Okay, so I'm going to reshare this sheet, make sure everybody sees it. You guys all see the main Solar Plains sheet? Okay, now I haven't tested this because I don't have a client machine, but I assume you guys can see a green push pin on Red Crag, Arcanen Hall, and the Solar Mines, and also Solar Springs Crossing.
Oh shit!
You guys see those? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking on those because it was cool.
Okay, yeah, awesome. So that's how I didn't realize I could make those public. So I have a lot of red push pins for like DM stuff, but I can make some public. So I've turned them into navigation buttons. You can open up Red Crag, you can open up the Busty Bugbear, you can even see the sign on the front of the Busty Bugbear. You can open up the Solar Mines where we are about to go when we go back to Ottovon and Sam. So I've done a good job, or tried to do a good job of keeping those push pins so you can always get back to the map through like those relative links instead of having to hunt for it or ask me to share it all the time. If you do need to go find maps just by their titles, you can hit the Maps button on the right side. If you open that up, I'm not sure do you have an All button at the bottom right?
I have it on the top.
No, it's groups all or new. So at the very bottom, there's one that says all. Yeah.
That will just show you everything I've shared with you. So if you put it in shared mode, you should be able to see. I think you guys can see about 7 maps. Arcanen Hall, well, 6 maps in the Busty Bugbear sign. So you guys can get to those there. Again, same with as before, the push pins can all be dragged down to the shortcuts. So feel free to use those. All right, that's it. That's all the bureaucracy I had. So let's go ahead and get started. Marina and Alora, start with you today. You guys just arrived at the Withhelm Castle. You stabled your horse. What was his name again? I think you guys named him, didn't you? Sasha. Yeah, you stabled Sasha.
But it's technically Melina's horse.
Yes.
It is Melina's horse. I just didn't want Melina to lose her horse.
Didn't she name him Glue?
Oh my god. Not this again. Alright, so you guys are back in the castle. What do you do?
So what time of day is it?
I think it was getting to, so that was a morning meeting. You guys made it back. I think it's late afternoon.
Okay, so the king would probably still be in court, right? Probably about this time of day.
Likely, yes.
So I turn to Marina and I say we should go talk to the king directly in court since he's still taking an audience at this time of day.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. All right. So you guys make your way into the castle, and you guys are familiar with the layout. I don't have a map done for this yet, so we're just going to do theater of the mind. But you guys make your way to the throne room. You find the king and queen are both sitting in there. There's a couple people in front of them talking. You can't make out what they're saying.
What's the material of like the floor and throne?
This hall is kind of a little less ornate than a lot of the others. The king definitely lives well, but he seems to be pretty humble. He doesn't have to drape everything in gold or anything like that. So it's kind of as humble as a king's hall could probably be. There's just kind of some ramshackle chairs kind of thrown together. There's some art on the walls, but not a lot. The king and queen's thrones are basically just big ornate chairs, almost like something you'd find in probably some other royal dining hall or something. They just have some cushioned chairs, basically. They're not like the typical throne you picture in your head. I mean, it's still a throne. It just doesn't look like the typical throne here.
Just trying to make it funny.
I want to look around to see if I see my grandfather, who is the wizard advisor for the king.
What's your grandfather's name?
I have not thought of a name for him yet, because that's a lot of people.
His name is Grandpa.
All right, your grandfather's name is
Willie.
Sure, Willie.
I mean, that would work.
All right, we'll go with Willie.
Grandpa Willie.
Grandpa Willie. All right, so you're looking around the court for the king's advisor, basically.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you do. You find him standing a little ways behind the king. He seems to be looking out the window, kind of bored.
Okay. I'm going to look for one of the stewards that I imagine would be in the front of the throne room, near the entrance. And I'm going to turn to the steward and say, "Excuse me, but I need to speak with my grandfather." And I point back towards Grandpa Willie.
This guy that's just kind of walking by, he's actually holding a plate of food that he was bringing up to the king. And so he just says, "Oh, right away, madam." And he heads up there with the plate of food. And first thing he does is lean in toward the king and hand him his plate of food. It's got a haunch of meat on it and some vegetables. After that, he walks up to Grandpa Willie and starts whispering in his ear, and he turns around and his eyes kind of light up seeing you, and he starts walking towards you.
I want to wave.
Okay, you wave.
When
he doesn't seem to
closer
wave
me-
back because he's focused on Alora.
When he walks up to me, I give him a respectful nod and say, "Good evening, grandfather."
Good evening, child. What brings you here?
I have learned some information during a personal trip that I would like to speak with you privately. Marina and I would both like to speak with you privately.
Oh, okay. What's this? Follow me this way. And he goes out of the king's hall and kind of steps into this like little side nook in the hallway. It's not like a room. It's just kind of like an oval cut into the hallway with a little table there with just a few chairs. But the hallway's not busy, and so a hushed whisper probably isn't going to be heard by anyone.
I have one story thing too. I don't remember exactly. Did I take the note with me when I found it, or did I put it back? I'm pretty sure I put it back, correct?
You put it back.
Okay, so so we're in our private little area. So I lean close to him, and I put one hand on one of his, respectful show of affection. Grandpa, we have learned information during a trip to Red Crag that the king is going to want to know, but we would like you to be the one to tell him about the information, because I don't know how he would receive it from someone of my...
Hold on. Slow down, young Alora. Tell me, what is it you want me to tell the king?
So I could just kind of look around just to make sure that we have privacy and to make sure that Marina is close by as well.
Yeah, you look around. There's nobody that's obviously nearby. If you want to make sure, 100% sure, you'd probably need to investigate a little bit.
I'll keep watch on people possibly listening in.
Okay, roll a perception check for me, Ben.
Like, I'll just watch while they're talking. That'll be 11.
You look around the hall and you don't see anybody. You hear murmured voices from the king's hall, and inside he's still talking to some civilians, is what it appears. You don't know what they're talking about, but you can still hear the murmuring. There's no one else out in the hallway.
So while Marina's taking watch, then I focus all my attention on my grandfather and telling him about the events of Red Crag. So I lean in, I lean back in close after a quick look out, and I say, "Grandfather, while Marina and I were in Red Crag, we stopped into the local tavern and we had
Mhm.
witnessed what looked like a Dominion operative meeting with a Withelm guard. I overheard some of the information they were speaking about.
You shouldn't be going down to places like Red Crag.
I understand. You know how Melina can be. She's a little needy, and if she wants something, then
Yes, well, you've never found a more wretched hide of scum and villainy than Red Crag.
Sorry, I gotta get back to character now.
except perhaps the Dominion.
Well, this Dominion operative, him and the guard had gone down into a cellar, and then some assassins had attacked the guard, but I overheard some information about Dominion operatives in Withelm. I didn't hear much more than that, but the
Dominion
information that I got and what I saw was alarming.
How did you come by this information? Young one, you're not supposed to be messing these types of goings on.
And I whisper quietly, honestly, I overheard the information, grandfather. I understand that I shouldn't have, but for the sake of information, of knowledge,
I think we better tell the king.
I agree, grandfather. Would you help me tell the king?
Yes, let's go tell the king right away. He walks over to one of the little the nobles that are just on the side there and whispers in his ear, and this guy goes from his straight stance, just kind of standing at attention, and then walks ahead and talks to the king. You see the king lean over to the queen and whisper something in her ear, and then they both shoo the people they were meeting with away, and you see the guy usher them back down the hall. They look like peasants. They don't look super destitute, but they definitely don't live as well as you guys live here in court.
You mean the king and queen look destitute, or the people who...
No, sorry,
shooed away?
the peasants that he was talking to.
Oh,
conversing
gotcha.
with.
Okay.
Yeah, and so they are escorted out of the hall, and now the hall is free, and he comes back and kind of beckons you guys forward. And then your grandfather takes you by the hand and says, "Come now, Alora, we have to do our royal responsibility."
I motion to Marina to follow with me.
And then and then your grandfather stops, and then he kind of turns and he kind of looks down into your eyes. He's a little taller than you, and he looks down into your eyes, and he just says, "Now, Alora, is there anything else you want to tell me before we talk to the king?"
So I definitely feel like he knows more than of what I've been through than what he lets on, and I'm definitely shifting uncomfortably with a
Anything you've done? You just simply overheard a conversation, right?
So I clear my throat a little. I also have found a note.
Found a note, you say. Tell me about this note. And he puts his finger up behind him to the noble who's trying to interrupt him.
I gotta look back at my notes real quick.
So the note said to meet his contact in Red Crag and give him his report.
And I had found the note behind...
It was a loose brick at the base of Withgard Keep.
Yeah, at the foundation of Withgard Keep, yes. So I explained to him that I had found that I had overheard some gossip amongst the family, because that's the truth there, is, I'd overheard it between cousins, and that I made a point to go check it out myself for the sake of knowledge, and I had found the note, and I explained to him exactly what was on the note. Put the note back.
Do you know what you found, young Alora? This is a Dropbox. These are used for secretive, underground, behind-the-scenes communications. You found a note intended for a spy.
And I say, it sort of dawns on me, because I don't think I had fully realized that before. I thought I was finding something like that, but not specifically a spy, and it sort of dawns on me, a spy, that makes sense. And then I kind of start putting the things together, because I am an intelligent little girl, but I say, Father, I think that a spy was speaking to a Dominion operative.
Are you saying that Withelm is leaving instructions for this spy to deliver information to the Dominion?
It was definitely a Dominion operative, and it was a Withelm guard in the blue Withelm uniform.
All right, come on. And he grabs you by the wrist and he says, we have to inform Jonathan. He pulls you back down the carpet. Finally, the noble looks relieved. He can get you to come, and the king is getting impatient. And so he brings you down in front of the king, and the king's kind of this portly-looking dude, unkempt beard, and he's definitely worn his royal robe probably a little longer than he should have without them being washed. He kind of just looks like he hangs out in the castle a little too much.
If only someone opened some sort of facility to help with that.
Yeah, he definitely looks pretty disheveled and stressed. And as you approach, you can just the tension in the air is palpable. The queen,
As is his
even
smell.
the queen, the look on the queen's face is just kind of like like the king is just making everybody nervous. And yes, as you get up there, you get a little tiny whiff of some body odor
Of the funk.
Yep, the funk that's going on. And
I asked him, my lord, have you been using my spa lately?
you're gonna ask that to the king.
Yeah, like, are you okay, basically?
Okay, so King Jonathan looks down at you and he says, I haven't had time to visit the spa. There are things to be done, things to focus on. And then he just says, Willie, what do you bring before me? Just says, my granddaughter, your highness. She finds herself in the middle of a political mess. I am concerned. He turns to you, Alora, and he just says, all right, out with it.
So I give a quick respectful bow and I say, good evening, my lord. I had, through curiosity, found a note, and I explained what the note had said in with Guardkeep in Loose Brick. And for the sake of knowledge and to advise my royal patron, I journeyed to Red Crag, and I had, in the tavern where the two had met, I had seen a Withhelm guard giving information to a Dominion operative. And the entire time she says this, she's visibly nervous, stuttering a little bit, shaking and looking to her grandfather.
Stop right there. And he holds his hand out, and then he holds his right hand out and kind of motions with his finger for one of the guards to come over. One of the guards that's like really near the king. He's got like this all the guards have like that typical kind of the classical iron armor that you're used to seeing, but this guy has like a ornate sash over it. He seems to be the king's right hand guard. He's always right near the king. He bends down, the king whispers in his ear. He just says, right away, sir. And he runs out of the hall, and the king just says, you may have messed with something that you're not supposed to be messing in these matters, and you may have complicated things. And then Willie says, I assure you, your highness, my granddaughter meant no ill intent. And he just says, it doesn't matter now. Now hold on and wait here. And then while we're waiting for him to come back, we're going to jump over to the solar mine.
Uh-oh, Alora's in trouble.
You're in trouble.
He just had to mess with the Dominion affairs.
We are now in the front of the solar mines, and last we left off, Audavon and Sam were about to enter the solar mines when you encountered a rather large tabaxi male.
A big old kitty cat.
Yeah, kind of hunkered down in the bushes on the side of the mine entrance, and he just said, Psst, hey, you guys come over here. And he wanted to talk to you guys. You guys approached, and that's where we leave off.
Hey, what do you want?
Turn your head to the left-hand side and pull back your ear really quick.
Do what now?
Turn your head to the left and move your ear. I want to see something really quick.
Okay. All right. Do you like my ear? I mean, wait.
Oh, I love it.
Flick ears?
Shh.
You're not licking my ear.
Shh. Just turn your head.
All right.
It's a matter of great importance right now. It's a defining factor if you live or die right now.
You know, you're starting to make me a little bit nervous. Why would my ear dictate whether I live or die?
Trust me, just do it.
I gotta see your ear, bro.
Okay, where's hey, Blue?
Yeah?
Wait.
You go first. Show him your ear.
Well, he's talking to you, not me. He wants
Both
to
of
see your
you.
fancy elf ears. Oh, okay.
Both of you. Just show me your left ear. Pull it back. I want to see what's behind it.
I show my left ear when it's behind it.
Okay, your left ear or your right ear?
I'm gonna show my right ear.
There's nothing behind his right ear.
Okay. All right. Now you, the other one, the one with the funny accent.
I beg your pardon. This is not a funny accent. You have a funny accent.
I point
we
my
have funny accents here, but you have a funnier one.
I point my bow right at I put my crossbow right at the cat and say, all right, go ahead and show me your ear. If he does anything, I'll shoot him.
All right, deal. Okay, what do you think? Beautiful ears or what?
You don't see anything behind his ears.
Nice and long. Love them.
All right.
Elf, I take it?
Yeah, now how about you lift up your tail and we look at what's under there?
Call it a butthole. Don't worry about it. Perfect.
Just like some ritual you cats like to go through. By the way, who are you raised by?
By my tribe in the deserts. But now I'm here.
The blasted sands.
The blasted sands desert.
Okay. Shit.
We
If you're
originally
telling the
came
truth,
here.
you've got my
It's a
respect a
long
little bit.
history.
It's hard to scrape a living out there. What brings you out here?
My son was abducted, and I'm looking for the people responsible. I was checking to make sure that you weren't one of them.
Okay. How old's your son?
He's about 14. He was taken in a raid on my village. I tracked down the party responsible towards here. I have information that there might be some meeting now.
Meeting between who, young man?
I don't know who they are. All I know is that they have a black dot behind their ear and they like to make raids on parties. Apparently. It's their kink. I don't know.
Who has dots behind the ears? What race of people have this?
There were many. They all were different races, but they all shared the same similarity of the black dot.
Huh, do you think if we put black dots behind their ears, they might believe we're one of them?
Possibly. It could work. I don't know if they would be a little suspicious of, giant lion man.
Oh, maybe we could capture you and walk in as a prisoner.
This could
And
be
we
an
could-
idea.
and we
Did
could
not
lead-
think of that.
Maybe they'll lead us right to the other prisoners, and you'll find your kid.
It could be a possibility, yes. I'm willing to roll with this if you guys are. I present my arms for them to put on some binds.
Are you guys gonna go with this deception?
What's your name?
Keljian.
Kill what?
Keljian.
Okay. Can I just call you Kelly? That's a lot easier.
Sure.
All right, Kelly. So, what races have you seen wearing these black dots?
Elves, gnomes, humans. The ones
Okay.
I know about, at least. I don't. Are there more races than
There-
that? I don't know anymore.
So, Keljon, you've seen. There's tons. There's lots you don't recognize too.
Okay.
there are
and you
some
say they
strange
have
ones
black
that are, like,
dots behind their
bluish.
right ears, right?
Yes,
Okay, black dots behind the right ears. Are they young? Are they old?
they no more than possibly 40 from what I could see. If there's any older than that, I have no idea. The ones that are capable came.
Okay, so young adults. I understand. All right. So then, what was your little caper that you had planned? You're gonna walk in as our prisoner. We're gonna walk in as your prisoners, or what's your idea here?
Well, we're gonna put dots behind our ears and walk him in as a prisoner, and maybe they might lead us to the other prisoners.
Okay, yeah, I'm on board with that. And so, what do you think? If I disguise myself as a young human, let's say 25 years old, do you think I'll fit in as long as I've got that black dot?
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
All
I'm
right.
gonna turn into Mirabra. No, not Mirabra. Marlena.
Marina.
Marina.
Okay, you turn into Mirama. You're now married to Boris.
You got Marina, Melina, Mirama, Mario.
Yeah, they're all pretty much the same people. It's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna cast disguise self. I'm gonna turn into young human, brown hair, full beard to obscure the face even more, black dot behind the ear.
Okay, how does your disguise self as a spell that you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, duration is an hour. You make yourself, including clothing, armor, weapons, and other belongings in person, look different until the spell ends or until you use an action to dismiss it. You can seem between a foot, shorter or taller, and you can compare thin, fat, or in between. Can't change your body
Perfect.
type.
Okay.
Yep.
So do you still look like Audavon just with the black dot, or do you look like someone else?
No, I look nothing like Audavon because I know Audavon's very
Okay.
recognizable. So
Okay, and
like-
Sam, you just changed to have a dot behind your ear?
Yeah, I changed that more
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Marina with a dot behind her ear.
dumbass. What if one of them knows that lady?
I'll just say that I look like her. There's no big deal.
She's a pretty unique character in this world, Sam.
Is liability your middle name or something?
All right, so are you guys moving forward with this prisoner deception?
Let's see. Do you have
Okay,
some
I'm gonna-
rope? I think I might
remember-
have some rope.
Do you remember the guy that stole the horse from?
Yeah, I remember him.
I was talking to the DM. I'm gonna turn into that.
Oh, good call. Nobody will recognize that idiot. Imagine Alan Jackson in armor. That's what he looked like.
I think the icon you had, like he was disguised as that guy up until they got to the silver mine.
Might I suggest that you tie the rope just tight enough that it looks like I'm bound, but in case
Yeah, you
things
know
go
what?
south.
Do you have the rope? I'm digging through my bag here. I'm not seeing any rope yet. Hold on.
Let me
He
see
likes
if I
the
can
rope real
look
tight.
in the bag. Oh, I love knots.
Yeah, no, the only thing I'm going to be able to tie you with is some rolled up clothing. Hey, Blue, do you have some rope?
Hold on, let me look in my bag.
Oh, I have rope. Yes, I remember I have rope.
I take my rope out that's 50 feet and I tie him up real tight.
Oh yeah, nice and snug, but a little uncomfortable around the wrist. Do you mind?
Yeah, loosen it up a
Yeah,
little bit.
they might check. You know, we don't want to.
You're gonna have my
Okay.
weapons. I only need my fingies.
I tie it in a specialty knot that I can quickly release, but it's really tight.
Go ahead and
that works.
roll a performance check for me.
Right, where's the performance? Is it in the main or skills?
Skills. Okay, so you tie him up with a special knot that you can undo at a moment's notice.
And then we start walking him slowly to the mines.
All right, let's go spelunking.
You were about to go into a side entrance that you found over this way. They were about to go into the main entrance this way, so you guys can bring that up to them if you would like to try to go the side passage.
Hey, you know what? There's no reason for us to sneak in. I think we ought to take just the main door. Go right in. The deception's either going to work or it's not. At least we've got a nice wide area to run through.
That is true.
All right.
I don't plan on running.
Shut up, prisoner. And I pull out my rapier.
All right.
I give him a side eye, just like fucking.
Shut up, prisoner. All right, so you guys make your way inside here.
Are you gonna be like behind me and then?
Yeah, dumbass. You're a prisoner. You're going to be walking in front of me. I'm going to have my rapier pointed at your back. Keep pace.
Okay.
All right.
You guys walk
Just
inside
poke
and.
me in the butt with it a little bit.
Oh, jeez.
Get me.
All right, so
Alright.
you guys walk in, and you see immediately that there's kind of a four-way track with a turnstile to change which way the mine carts go. And there are also some other passages. There's a little passage over here, a little passage over here. You guys are right in the middle here, so let me reveal a little bit more of what you can see. You can see in this room there is a bunch of crates and supplies and stuff. This way just kind of seems to go down a little further to the bottom right. This way seems to go up to another turnstile, some rubble and stuff in that room. And then this way, more crates and supplies. And then the north passage. So who here has dark vision? So
I have night vision goggles.
does. Kelgion definitely does. And that's right, you all have dark vision. Okay, so you guys can all see in here. There is no natural light sources that you can see in the immediate vicinity, but you do kind of see a very faint glint of light bouncing off of this wall over here. So down that tunnel, there's a very dim glimmer of light.
All
All
right.
right. March, burning sand spy. Keep going forward.
All right. I walk forward slowly. I'm kind of looking at the ground a little bit, see if I can see any like traces of footsteps, possibly something to give us an indication of which way they went.
Okay,
All right,
roll an
good.
investigation check for me.
And I'm going to be watching for footprints as well, so can I help him?
Sure. So go ahead and roll with advantage, Kelgion. All right. So you can see
know.
there's actually a lot of foot traffic through here. It's hard to distinguish anything specific, just because it's so trodden upon, and so there's not really anything useful. But you do see that there's traffic. It's definitely frequently traveled.
Okay.
Hey, Blue
Where do we
Bella.
go?
You see the glint of light up there? That's where they're at. Let's go.
So I'll continue walking forward.
Okay,
Very
and
slowly.
I'm going to look over to Blue. I'm going to call you Bella. You can call me... Oh, gosh, what's a good human name? I haven't even thought about this for a while.
Willie.
Call me Willie.
Everyone's Willie.
Really? Just played out. Carlos. Carlos is a good one too.
All right.
Carlos is not a white people name.
I'm Willie, you're Bella.
So since we're further down here, I want to look around, maybe sniff the air, see if I can notice anything out of the ordinary.
Hey,
Like
do
body
either of you
odor.
guys, can either of you guys see where that light's coming from?
I can. I believe that is a good idea for me. I'm a big old cat. I know how to stealth. Cue the Pink Panther music. I'm gonna sneak up to where like the light's coming from and look at around.
Okay, so you're gonna sneak up to this wall right here. Are you guys staying behind him, like holding up the prisoner thing, or?
Yeah, and I'm going to slap him in the leg with the end of the rapier, and I say, we're not sneaking, you're our prisoner. We're bold.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
but if
you-
a prisoner comes around the corner looking, they're gonna be weirded out by it. So let
Yeah,
me like.
you're not
tell you
looking,
to
I'm
come
looking.
here. Okay, fine.
are you
Go.
sneaking or not sneaking?
Not sneaking.
Okay, so you guys jump right out here. You guys look into this room here, and you immediately see a bunch of miners. They're wearing mining hats, and they've got pickaxes. Then you notice that they don't quite look right, and the longer you look, you realize that they have little bits of flesh on them, but are mostly bone. And they're kind of shambling around, and as you guys bumble around the corner, talking and shoving, you shove Kelgion out in front. This guy turns to see you guys come around the corner. He stops, he just kind of freezes for a sec, and then he raises a bony finger, and he just goes, "Ah!" And we have to roll for initiative.
Oh, shit.
I guess they didn't work to the bone, huh?
Can I do initiative for my sheet?
So on the front of your sheet, on the main tab, there is an init field with under init right in the center of the sheet of the main
Init.
tab.
Oh.
If you just double click that, it will roll it for you. PC.
I'm gonna undo the lines of the rope.
Oh wow!
Looks
All right,
like this
so
is it, boys.
this skeleton immediately, as he sees you guys, he goes, "Rah!" He comes running up towards you, and he runs up to you, Sam, right there. Reaches out with his pickaxe with a 20.
Oh!
Oh no!
And he's going to roll 4 damage. It's 6 total. You take 6 damage from the skeleton as he hits you with his pickaxe. Okay, and then skeleton 3 is going to come running up to you, Kelgion, and he does the same thing.
Oh, was I able to untie the cat's ropes for combat or not?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is this another nat 20? God damn it!
So you guys went bumbling out there. They immediately came charging at you. So I'm going to say no.
Alright.
If you guys had been sneaky or something, then maybe you could have had the chance to. Alright, so he goes to attack you. He rolls a 20, not a natural one, but
Well,
five
it was
five
nice
damage to you, Kelgion.
Ouchie.
And then this skeleton 2 comes running up, does damage to you, Sam. That's a hit. 4 damage. This one runs past his friends to you, Audavon, and
Oh, shit.
they're just kind of haphazardly trying to surround you, and so this guy sees a chance to make sure that you're off balance also. 14, he hits. Damn, these guys are rolling good. All right, you take 7 damage, Audavon.
Oh, shit.
Mhm.
And then this other guy comes up to you, Kelgion, tries to attack you as well. That one also hits. All right, you take 3 damage.
All right, perfect. Love it.
Your turn, Kelgion.
Well, I don't very much like being hit with pickaxes.
I'm sorry to
Back-
say this, but I don't know what you can do.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I
that's
mean-
right. You are incapacitated. Your legs are free, so you could try and kick, but you do not have any weapons in your hand or anything, right? You don't have any way to free
Nope.
yourself.
I
Okay,
mean,
so-
I can shove myself against them, but
Drop
with
kick a
that
bone
being
man.
a thing,
Yeah, you could.
I'm gonna
You
get
could sweep
mad.
the leg. You could do something, but you can't use your arms.
I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna use my rage. Rage enabled, and then
You can use your action to try and break your bonds if you would like.
I'm gonna go for a headbutt on the closest one to me.
Okay, the closest one would be number 3 or number 4. They're both kind of similar.
I'm gonna go for number 4. So so for rage, when I roll for unarmed attacks, which would be my +1 strength modifier. So do I roll for my strength modifier and then add +1 to that?
You know, your strength modifier is a static value, so it's whatever the plus is with your strength, which for you is +2. So +2 and then +1, so it'll be 3 damage.
Okay, because on my sheet it shows +4, which is weird.
For your strength modifier? Oh, you're looking at the saving
that's
throws.
saving throws. +2. Okay, yeah, I see it here.
So it's
Okay, so I
3
roll a
damage for a headbutt. No, you don't
All right.
roll. It's just if you were a monk or something, you might have to roll, but you're not. So it's just a raw static value. It's just 3 damage. So you
All right.
headbutt this skeleton for 3 damage, and you hit his jaw, and his jaw just falls off, and he's just like.
Can these skellies have like big Gene Simmons tongues?
Yes, this
Like
big
you
Gene
lick
Simmons
the
tongue
eye
comes
socket.
out.
I really want one to have a fucking trumpet and just go dude every time it goes
Oh
like that.
no, no! Is that it for your turn, Kelgion? You
I don't have like a.
you have
I
storm
have-
you have storm aura, but it takes a bonus action, which you already expended.
Yeah, so I'm
Might
just
be able
gonna
to use it
spend
on
on
the
my
same
turn.
term you activate rage, I think.
Storm aura?
It doesn't say it here.
No, it's a bonus action. It takes a bonus action.
Yeah, it takes a bonus action, which I don't think I could do.
Yeah,
Right now.
action type 1
Yeah.
bonus action. So he already
Well,
expended.
Yeah, since I already used my rage and I attacked, that took both my bonus my both actions.
Took your
so,
bonus
yeah.
and your action, yeah.
Yeah.
What I
I'm
meant
done.
is, I think it might allow you to specifically use it on the turn you activate rage. I thought.
Your aura has an effect that activates when you enter your rage, and you can activate the effect again on each turn.
Oh, you can activate it again.
Emanate story magical aura while you rage. Oh, I guess it is just a thing that happens while you rage. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
The aura extends 10
Yeah.
feet from you in every direction, but not through total cover.
That's a 10-foot aura, so everybody gonna
All
get
right,
singed.
so everybody takes 2 damage. Describe how Skeleton 4 dies.
Skeleton 4 just gets blasted with it and just it turns to ash before
Okay,
us.
so Skeleton 4, his jaw comes off. He's like, "Ah!" As the fire just melts his apparently brittle bones into dust, and he collapses on the floor.
When you say everybody takes 2 damage, you talking about allies as well?
Yep, foot radius.
Yep, it does. So you guys take 2 damage also.
Sorry, boys.
Watch what you're doing.
It just happens. I can't help it.
Does your aura's effect require a saving throw, the desert one?
No.
Alright, and yeah, the rest of them take 2 damage. Okay, and then now we're on to Audavon.
Audavon's going to... I'm trying to pull 5-foot radius. I think all the skeletons are within a 5-foot radius of me.
Yeah, no, these 2 are not. These
Alright.
2 are. 1 and 3 are.
If I step past anybody, do I provoke an opportunity attack?
If
I
you
step
walk
past
away,
someone?
walk away from Skeleton 1, you will definitely get an opportunity attack.
Not walk away, walk through. Walk past.
Yeah, if you try to ignore him and basically disengage from him, he will get an opportunity attack as you
Alright,
leave his range.
I can just imagine you like ignoring him like a person on the street trying to ask you about climate change and fighting it. Just,
Well, no, what if I just step to the other side of him? Does that give him an opportunity attack, or does that, since I stay within his...
You have to leave his range, so as long as you're within his range, it's fine.
So then I'm going to step around him into the center of all 4 skeletons, whispering, sorry, to the lion and blue. I'm going to cast Thunder Wave.
Alright, go ahead and do your roll.
Friendly fire out the wazoo today.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got no love for these guys.
Yeah, feelings mutual. Don't worry. You just started poking me with a
What
pointy.
do we have to roll?
So 9 damage. They have to roll 13 to save. If fail, they take all 9. Constitution.
Okay, they fail. So how much damage do they take?
All
Wait.
9, and they get pushed 10 feet away.
Okay.
you say 9?
All of them immediately collapse into dust.
It's worth noting the thunderous boom emanates 300 feet away.
Did you say 9
Oh.
damage?
Oh
Yes.
shit! All right, the boom. These skeletons disintegrate. There we go. So all the skeletons just they just vaporize into dust around you guys. You guys are kind of breathing it in and choking on it a little bit as this boom goes just around the cave and echoes. And then suddenly you see glints of light flickering off of this wall over here. So there's a passage down this way, and you see light flickering and shadows kind of coming off this wall, and you start to hear a ruckus. All right, we're gonna go back to Laura and Marina.
Guys,
Back
gonna
safe and
die,
sound in the
boys.
castle.
Safe and sound in the
Wait,
castle.
can you describe this ruckus?
We're gonna get back to it. Okay, Alora and Marina, what are you guys up to? You guys still talking to Grandpa Willie?
So we're waiting. We were told to wait here by the king.
Okay, as you guys finally finish waiting and kind of getting impatient, and the guard comes running back, and he has a parchment that he hands to the king. The king looks it over. It looks like he's just like reading some report. You don't know what's on it. But then he looks down at you two, and he says, well, it looks like you didn't provide any more complications to the issue. Basically, well, can I trust you, young Alora?
I bow to him and I say, "Sir, I've dedicated my life to the royal family, as my family has in the past. I am at your service."
I wave
All right.
and say, "I'm here too."
All right, the king looks around and he snaps a couple times and then does a shooing motion, and most of the guards and nobles and everybody leave the king's hall, including the queen. She gets up and she leaves, and she kind of does a little half bow to the king as she walks away. And the king leans in to Willie, Alora, and Marina, and he says to all of you, "I don't know who I can trust around here anymore. I can trust my wife, of course, but she just doesn't want any part of these dealings. I need you all to investigate this for me. You found the Dropbox for the spy. We discovered the spy. We discovered one of our guards is giving information to the spy. We had the spy pose as this guard and meet with a contact from the Dominion. We assume he's deceased. But the spy did have information about secret Dominion meeting in my backyard." And then he realizes he was a little loud and he kind of hushed his
Elora
voice.
gasps.
"In fact, there's one going on tonight in the solar mines. and I want you all to find out what's going on in there.
I turn towards Marina, look for her opinion on this, but the excitement in my eyes is very obvious.
I'm still looking at the king, and I do like a salute and say, "You can count on us, sir."
Yes, whatever.
I give him a bow and I say,
Be gone from my sight.
"At your service, my lord." And,
Can I make a perception check to see how the king feels about me?
Yes, you can.
19.
You have known, and it's confirmed now with the way he treats you, that he basically does not treat you like part of the family. He used to tolerate you more, but now lately, with his paranoia and heightened stress level, he kind of snaps at you.
when we start to turn to walk out, does my grandfather come with me?
So Willie walks out with you because the king basically told everyone to leave, and the king, nothing from him makes a lot of sense. He's like sending you on a mission, and you're like 16, right, Alora?
I'm 15 years old.
You're 15, and you're
You're
just the
old
advisor
enough.
to Marina. So I will save that to Melina.
Melina, yeah.
So he treats you better than he does Marina because you are an advisor to actual royalty, whereas Marina just kind of gets a
I'm
guest
just
pass.
someone that tries to make him take a bath.
Yeah, so
Yo,
far
please,
he
for the
will
love of
not
God.
go to your spa.
Aw.
For the love of God, wash your funky ass.
But the spa is definitely well renowned throughout the royal court and even nearby people who they allow in to give you business.
Okay. My grandfather walks out with us, and I give him a hug and I say, "Thank you so much, grandfather."
You're welcome, young one. I can't go with you. These old bones can't go on such adventures anymore, but I'll be here. I'll be keeping an eye on the king and what's going on here. Report back to me before you talk to the king.
Grandfather, I have one favor to ask.
What is it?
You carry the king's sigil with you. Would I be allowed for this mission specifically to carry it with me?
I suppose. Where does he carry the sigil?
And they keep them on their wrist. It's like they have a charm that has the Wakuta family sigil, and then sometimes they'll have a charm that has the sigil of their patron too.
Okay, and he looks at you for a moment skeptically, and then he just says, "You're blossoming into a fine young woman these days, and I think it's probably your time. Go ahead." And he takes the bracelet off and he hands it to you.
And I take my own bracelet off and I put it in my bag, and I put his bracelet on, and then I give him another firm hug and I say, "Thank you, grandfather. I promise that your sigil and myself will return back home safely."
After
I have a favor to ask too.
Go
See
ahead.
if you can make him go to my spa. I think he could use some help.
Trying to get the king to leave his chamber and the royal hall is a bit of a challenge.
I think it would do him a lot of good.
I turn to Marina and I say, "We should probably go prepare for our trip."
After the hug, he kind of puts his hands on your shoulders, Alora, and he kind of looks at you in the eye and gives you a little smile, and then he picks up your wrist and kind of thumbs the bracelet that you've now donned, and he just says, "It suits you."
Oh, such a sweet moment.
And then he kind of just pats you on the on the arm, or on, like he has your one hand on top of his, and then he takes the other hand and kind of cups it, and then just says, "Please be safe, granddaughter."
Give him a grip on his hands, and then I turn towards Marina, give her a nod, and we start heading out of the castle. I mentioned to Marina to say we should probably prepare. I'm going to head back to Wakuta Manor to grab some more rations and anything else I might need for my journey.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're back in time, basically, from where Audubon and Sam are, just so you know. So you probably have just enough time. Are you going all the way to Arkanen Hall?
No, the Wakuta Hall is next to, or the Wakuta Manor is close to the royal family castle.
Ah, okay.
So it's super close by. Is there a chance it counts as a short rest? I
Yeah.
gotta see if I actually need it.
I mean, the walk back, talking, and all that. I'll let that count as a short rest, sure.
I don't suppose I have enough time to check back in with the spa myself, right?
If she's gonna go to the Wakuta house, then sure, you can go to the spa.
I assume that's kind of my living space. Like it happens to be there.
Yeah, so it's like a 20-minute journey to the back of the castle and out the back. But you exit out the back. There's you had me name it, so at your own peril, it's the Live, Laugh, Love Spa.
Well, I can't say you're correct.
Oh my God, that name.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna headcanon that the king's wife named this.
All right, so you are now at the Live, Laugh, Love Spa, and you're free to do whatever it is you came here to do.
So Alora is
can I
just
get-
having some ration.
Can I get some confirmation? Have that declined if my headcanon is correct. That's the king's wife named the spa.
Sure, we'll say that the queen named the spa.
and Marina was just like, I can't say no to the queen.
So you are now standing outside of your spa, and it's this gorgeous spa. You really spend a lot of time putting it together, and you've got the area outside where you personally go and you heat the water and stuff with your abilities. Do you come in here to grab something? Check on things?
Check on things, reheat the water with some scald shots, maybe.
All right, you do that. So I'll leave you there, and then Laura, you are now in the Kuda house on the side, the the western side of the castle.
Okay, grabbed a couple of rations and just checked to make sure I have all the stuff that I need. Looks like I'm pretty much ready to go. I pet my pet dog goodbye as well, because I'm going to say I have a pet dog.
Okay. What's his name?
His name is Booker, and my mom takes care of him.
Oh, Booker.
Yeah.
All right, Marina, so you show up after you're done with your spa stuff. You meet Alora back at her place, and then you guys are ready to head out.
Yep, we're ready to go.
Okay, I'm going to just fast forward you all the way to the mines, unless there's something you want to do in between.
Nope,
Make sure Sasha is okay.
Oh, the horse. Okay. Yeah, so you guys stop and check on Sasha. She's still kind of nursing her leg. It's going to be a while before she fully heals, but she seems good.
The pause was great
good as
because
she
he's
can
like,
be.
Sasha. Who the fuck is Sasha?
I definitely make sure not stop by Melina's wing or that area of the royal castle to not tell her that I'm going somewhere. I'm nope, I'm busy. I gotta go by.
As you guys enter the solar mines, just like the other guys, you guys find the turnstile. Do either of you have dark vision? So neither of you do. You guys are now in the mines, and you have a little bit of light coming in.
Would I be able to light a torch?
But it's pretty dim. You certainly can.
Yes, I would like to light a torch.
You light a torch,
the
and right
cave blows up because there's a gas mine.
Boom! Right before you light up the torch, a canary comes flying out of the cave and then falls dead at your feet.
That's the end of Solsitce. Goodbye, everybody.
As you guys enter, and just as after you light up that torch, Marina, you suddenly hear a loud poof. This wall of air comes rushing down this corridor and hits both of you guys, and just like dust and stuff gets in your eyes. You have to shield your faces.
Could I do a arcane
Does it put out
check?
my torch?
It does put out your torch.
Could I do an arcane check?
Sorry, what was that, Laura?
Could I do an arcana check to see what that was?
Sure, roll me an arcana check.
Just
Okay.
lit that.
It was a wall of air blowing dust in your face.
Dang.
All right, and you guys
Can
see.
I relight my torch?
After the boom, it kind of takes a minute for your ears to stop ringing. You manage to relight your torch. As your ears stop ringing, you see lights glinting off like this wall over here, and they're kind of getting brighter. And then you kind of hear all these people running down the corridor is what it sounds like. Just a bunch of people running.
I want to immediately duck. Can I move my character? Duck behind this wall and try to hide from whatever's coming.
This encounter's not going completely as I expected.
I guess I'll also duck behind, kind of follow.
Okay, so you guys are ducked back there. Let's go up here and these guys again. The lights that you saw glinting off the wall appear to be the lights of a lot of torches and candles and all sorts of things as this horde of people come running through the mines. And they're like, get him!
Oh shit! That's a lot of
I run.
So you're going to run, Sam?
Yep.
Are you running back this way?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll let you have a head start before they get as far as I've put them.
I'm looking at, I've got dark vision, and I can see that there are a bunch of different races. So I suspect I know who they are. I'm going to pull out my rapier, point it at Kiljian.
Okay. Pointed at Kelgian, and then they're charging at you with pitchforks and swords and all sorts of stuff. Are you gonna say anything, or are we rolling?
Yeah, I'm gonna say stop.
They all kind of stop and they look at you, and this kobold steps forward. This meeting was supposed to be secret. You are going to have to pay.
Listen, this giant cat was lurking outside. I stuck him at sword point. My name is Willie. I'm a new recruit. I had no choice but to bring him in. I suggest we put him to death immediately.
As you say that, this large tiefling, this huge tiefling with these kind of flaming, sort of they're glowing like ember wings on his back, steps forward and he just says, "Silence!" And then that entire party goes quiet. This is Dragthar stepping forward in front of the group. And you are the leader of the Black Mark group, wondering why they have entered your domain.
You, sir, who are you?
As I said, my name is Willie. It's nice to meet you, Grandmaster.
Dragthar, we must eliminate them, yes? The kobold says.
Silence,
hear that?
kobold. Let's hear them out.
Yeah, Calgion. No, no, you can't hear that, Bunsen. You guys are way too far away. Although, if you are peeking around the corner of Marina and Alora, you can see a faint outline of Sam running towards you.
But we wouldn't recognize him because of facade, right?
Yes. Is it the same facade you were wearing when you met them and the horse broke its leg?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so we might recognize
you would
him.
recognize him then.
Wait, he was the. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Because he
Horse
was
guy.
he
He was the
was
horse
stable
guy back then
yeah.
too. Good memory.
So Dragthar, you are in charge of this situation. You decide what goes down here.
I am going to pull my ear forward and feel the black mark.
Kobold steps forward and he looks and he says, "Master, he has the mark."
Yeah, like I was saying, if you would let me speak, I was walking outside. I was going to join you guys.
He grabs you
And
by
I
the
saw-
arm and he hauls you forward and puts you in front of Dragthar.
Let go of me, you little son of a bitch. Or I mean, brother, let go of my arm.
So, I just have a question. This mark, so everyone in the black...
So you know
They
that
have
everyone
this?
in your group has to get this special tattoo behind their right ear. Or, excuse me, behind their left ear. You notice right away that he's put a mark behind his right ear.
And this means that he was at least at one point part of the group.
No, it means that it's fake.
It's
and
fake.
obviously fake. And
Oh.
Wait, so did the lion tell me that it was behind the right ear?
did.
I think the lion
But
said it was behind the
detecting
left
black
ear.
mark. That's hilarious.
Freaking lions.
Kelgion, you misremembered when I told you what mark or what ear the mark
Yeah.
was under.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was saying,
And I
hold
didn't
on,
correct
hold on,
you.
hold on.
I didn't correct you because it's great.
You just wanted to do it all fucked up. Yeah, I knew something was wrong. I was like, wait, yeah. I was like, that's why I was like, hold on, hold on.
Hodor. Alright, so... Well,
Drag-
he's also lying about his name, but I don't know that. What did he say his name was? Willis?
Willie.
Willie.
Everyone's
What
Willie.
you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, what you talking about, Willis?
Willie and what was your name, Kelgion? I forget. You
Just
weren't
Kelgion.
discussing-
Oh, well,
I've
Kelly.
just been calling him the
Oh yeah,
lion
Kelly.
the whole time.
So you immediately recognize their pathetic attempt to try and blend in. So they clearly know something about your group.
Oh shit! Not even a deception roll. We're that bad.
Yeah. I was about to say, do I need to roll something?
No,
So...
it being on the right ear is super obvious. I mean, you're the leader of Black Mark. You know where the tattoo's supposed to be. I'm not gonna make
Right.
you roll to see if you remember where your own group's tattoo is.
So, Willie, at what part of the black mark did you get this tattoo?
Down by blistering sands.
Blistering Sands. I don't know if I've been that area.
It's the
Cobalt.
desert far west. Everyone kind of knows
Oh,
it, but
yeah,
most,
that's
most
right.
people haven't been there.
Kobold. I think we must detain these people for further questioning.
As you wish, master. And he gets behind both of you and shoves you forward, and then two other kobolds join at his side and help escort you guys.
By this time, has Sam made it down towards us?
Yes, let's go jump down to you guys. So Sam, you come running out immediately because you have dark vision. Well, and because I have the torch. You spot Marina and Alora.
I'm gonna reach out and grab him as soon as he's within my reach.
Let's go ahead and roll a grapple check with advantage because you're going to surprise him.
And when I grab him, I just want to, or if I can grab him. Well, let's do that first then.
Okay. And then Sam, if you're going to try and fight this grapple, you need to roll athletics or acrobatics.
Did she grab my arms, or is she just trying to get me over here?
Yeah, I'm trying to grab your arm to pull you towards out of the hallway.
All right, I'm not gonna fight that.
So she grabs your arm and pulls you out of the hallway over to the side.
And I say, "Hey, where's
I
your
go,
buddy?"
"Shh, shh."
Oh, and I immediately close my trap. And
There's
then I
a whole-
whisper,
I whisper, "There's a whole army of people down there.
"Where's your buddy?"
He's been captured."
I look over at Marina. Can Marina hear this, or is it?
Yeah, you guys are far enough away from the action that I think you guys can hear each other whispering. It's still pretty quiet in this part of the cave.
Okay. Did you get a good look at all the people?
Yeah, I did. One was red and real ugly.
Ugly. Alora just kind of has, like the wide-eyed, like, this is some serious shit kind of look on her face. But sorry, and then I say to Marina, we should sneak up there and see what they're talking about up there.
Yeah, that would not be advised. There's so many of them up there. It's like an
I
army.
just kind of push his face away a little bit and just say, "Come on, Marina, we need to go. The king has ordered us."
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
okay.
So you guys go. Sam, do you follow, or are you gonna continue running out?
I'm not.
I wanna sidle along this wall and just like scooch along it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
not-
gonna definitely try to be stealthy.
I'm gonna follow behind, but at a distance, so I can see what they're doing.
Okay.
And if they get captured, I can still run.
Laura, are you behind Marina then?
Yes, but like
So
directly behind her.
Marina, roll a stealth check.
That one.
Oh, good.
14.
Okay. So you're pretty quiet enough as you approach, and you kind of peek around, and you immediately see 3 kobolds carting off this big, tall, lion-looking dude and this other guy you don't recognize. And they cart them into this group of tons of kobolds and dark elves and goblins and human guards. Just tons and tons of people. There's even a few different animals. There's like a warthog. There's a wolf. There are a couple orcs. There's a bunch of people.
They're all gonna die.
Okay, so you guys are watching as this all happens. The kobold comes up to you, Dragthar, and he just says, "Master, let's take them down. The more are likely to follow. The solar mines are compromised."
I agree, Cobalt. Let's take them.
Okay, Audavon and Dragthar or Keljon, do you do anything, or are you just gonna be taken by these guys?
I'm just gonna be taken. I'm like, shit. There's a freaking army in front of me. What am I gonna do?
Okay, they are going to put a bag over your head, both your heads, just kind of a canvas bag, so you guys can't see where you're going, and they're going to start carting you off.
Grand Leader, if it's not too much to ask, can I be escorted by like an orc or something? I really don't like kobold guards.
the kobold that's escorting you punches you in the gut. You take 2 bludgeoning damage.
That's what I'm talking about.
Question.
Shut your trap, elf, or I will tie your hole shut.
So, is everyone facing away from me? Like, first, I'm watching all this happen, right?
So they're all facing kind of the middle of the group where the action's happening. But now Dragthar has led the way and he's heading right towards you.
Oh shit!
I want to get down on the ground, and do I have like a blanket to throw over me?
Activate Pink Panther music.
You do have a chance to turn around and run away if you would like to. There's a lot of action going on.
I'm gonna run away as stealthily as I can.
I am going to cast my mage hand on the opposite wall over there, and I want to use the mage hand to like punch into the wall, and make a distraction.
Okay.
I can make it within 30 feet, and I want to do that and just do that to make a distraction by having it hit against the wall.
And you
like,
make it punch
kick
the
up some
wall.
dust.
Okay. So, all right. So Mage Hand just appears 30 feet away and tries to punch the wall.
Yeah,
Okay.
try to kick up some dust. and make some
Mage
noise.
Hand can't do anything that's very strong. So it
But I'm
kind of.
hoping it can do enough to make it slap the wall.
Yeah, make it pat the wall really loud.
All right. Because it's a spell, I'm going to have you roll me a performance check.
I was gonna say apparently they can divert assassins'
Because
daggers.
it's not your strength that we're going to be using here. So let's do that.
Yeah, I did use one to smack a dagger away.
21.
In combat.
21. Okay, perfect. All right. Your mage hand finds purchase on like a loose stone, loosens it from the wall, and it falls to the ground. And then immediately everyone turns and sees the stone on the wall. What was that? And
in the distraction, I'm gonna get the hell out of there.
I'm also gonna run.
You guys run? Okay.
Yeah, definitely running.
All 3 of you roll stealth checks.
10.
Okay. So yeah, because they're all distracted and they're in a large group, and there's actually a lot of stuff going on.
Uh-oh.
No.
Wait, why did? Oh. I thought we were done because I was looking at the performance check. Oops. Okay, so as you guys turn around and run past Sam, your foot immediately gets stuck in the little rail right there, and you fall on your face, oof, and you make a loud noise. Marina and Elora, you guys managed to make it out to here. Where are you guys going to go from there?
Just around the corner, I think.
Where? Into here?
Well, like around the corner for cover.
Which corner? Oh, you're just going to
I
hide?
moved it.
Okay, so you guys are just be right there? Okay, so when they come out, though, right here, they're going to see
I
you.
am gonna go just a little further into this little cubby area.
You know what? I'll follow.
So you guys are both into this little cubby area. Okay?
I'm gonna try to get up and run.
Oh no. Oh no.
Elora, as you guys come into this room in here, it's intense, so you don't really pay it much mind, but you do happen to catch a glimmer of something shiny in the pile of stuff behind you. You don't really pay much attention to it right now, but...
I make a
note that
mental
for
note
later.
of it, but I definitely don't focus on it, yeah.
Sam, you faceplant. Immediately afterward, the party comes down the hall here, and the party comes down the hall and makes their way out to you, Sam, and Dragthar, you go up and you you see this fallen. You're a human right now, right? Wasn't that the stable guy was a human? Okay, so you see
With the
this
dot on the left ear.
You see this tripped? No, on your right ear. Dragothar, you see him laying there as you guys are all marching down the hall. You're marching to take them back to your base, by the way.
Back to our base.
Yeah, the Black Mark hideout.
And you there, who are you?
Shh, I'm listening for trains.
Roll a deception check, please.
Deception.
Because that is the most ridiculous thing ever.
God, I hope that it works out, honestly.
So you say you're listening for trains, and then Dragthar, you're confused by that for a moment, but you then immediately notice, since he's laying kind of with his left ear on the ground listening for trains, you see behind his right ear a dot, just like Audubon had, or Willie.
So you must know your friend here, Willie.
Willie who?
Willie, he's between my legs.
The kobold punches you in the gut again. Oof! And you take two more damage.
Are you sure about that? Because if I do, that might kill me.
You're the one that decided to talk.
What an answer. Oh god.
All right, so if I do 1 damage, is it gonna knock you unconscious?
Yes.
All right, fine. We'll just say that you had an extra hit point there. You get hit once. This is your only retcon.
While they're looking at him getting hit, I'm gonna make the dot disappear.
Okay, so the dot fades, and then 2 kobolds immediately pick you up.
And I look at him and I go, "What dot? What are you talking about?"
They pick you up and you're coming with us! And they put a canvas bag over you, too.
During the commotion, I want to use Mage Hand to pick up the shiny out of the thing.
You don't notice it. Alora hasn't told you about it either.
Oh, only Alora saw it. Okay.
So
Can
you
we
guys...
hear the commotion from here?
Yes, you can definitely hear them now talking. It's hard to hear. You don't get every word, but you get the gist of it. They found Sam, obviously.
Do we hear like Black Dot?
Yeah, you could hear the conversation about the Black Dot.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to Marina and just mouth without actually saying, without verbalizing it, just mouth Black Dot.
I shrug.
Red dot.
Okay, so you guys all march with the group now. You guys all have bags over your head, and they march off this direction. Marina and Alora, are you going to follow, or are you going to stay in your hidey hole?
I want to stealthy follow them.
We all got bags over our heads.
But I want to stay at least like 30 feet behind.
So I feel like even if we have bags overhead, we should know where we're going. Like we should know we should in that room, and then we made to the right.
I mean, it's pretty disorienting after you get bagged and then carted off. So no, I don't
Speaking
think
of
so.
bags, we do.
Oh, damn, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you guys. They're actually teddy bear cookies, teddy grams.
Oh yeah, those things.
Teddy grams. Okay, so
Chocolate chip flavored.
your guys are behind. There's like a little door right here that they went through. So you guys can be on either side of this little door. You see that little door that crosses there? Okay. So you guys peek in. You see them start to walk straight into this wall over here, one by one. They all disappear into the rock face, as if the crumbled rock isn't there.
Ooh.
I would like to point out that my character does have feature the Wanderer, which means that he has excellent memory from maps and geography, and you can always generally recall the layout of a terrain, settlement, and other features around me. So like maybe kind of I notice pattern of the left and rights, with the
That's
bags
fine.
over the heads.
You made it to that turnstile and then turned right where you saw that other turnstile, but after that you have no idea where you're going.
Right.
Yeah, because we just walked into the wall.
So you guys walk in, and I assume Alora and Marina, you guys follow.
After everybody has walked in, then we follow after. Or
Okay.
at least I follow after, yes.
Yeah, I do too.
And we're able to just walk like right into the wall like they did?
Yep, you are. There should be
Okay.
no issues with that.
That's not like some kind of magic I did. It's just always there, huh?
Yeah. So or at least it was lingering for long enough for them to get through. So as you guys are marched down this corridor, you see ancient bones and stuff embedded in the walls. This corridor looks very untraveled. Obviously, since it's got a secret entrance, it's not traveled by anyone but the Black Mark, and this one in particular looks very untraveled. Like only only have they used it today, and then probably not for a long time in the past. You guys, Alora and Marina, you enter behind, and you just see the light kind of glinting off their torches as this big group marches them down the corridor.
I want to follow close enough that I can see where I'm going a little bit off the light, but try not to follow too close to them.
How well lit is this place, or is there no lighting?
The only lighting is coming from the group ahead of you, which has torches and stuff lit. Are you putting out your torch, by the way?
That's what I was wondering.
I assumed you did when you were hiding.
Would I be able to relight it?
I don't think that's a smart idea.
I don't know if that's smart,
Yeah,
but yeah,
Alora
you can.
looks towards Marina taking her torch out and just puts her hand out and says, "Hold on," or whispers that, "Hold on,
Hold my beer."
they might see us."
Alright.
And then I kind of motion that follow me kind of way, and I start trailing behind just enough to stay out of the light, but enough to see where I'm going with the light that's provided.
Okay. You guys make it all the way down to this end here, and the bones come together more and more, and you realize that you're seeing the ancient bones of a humongous snake.
Snake.
Do snakes have bones?
Yes, snakes have bones.
I just thought of something extremely funny. Do trains even exist in this world?
That's
a
why
good
he
question. No, they
don't.
He knew you were full of shit from your dot anyway, so I doubt he even paid attention to it. Okay,
Let's retcon that to I was saying a cart.
So you guys see them all. They're all down here in this area now. There's like a campfire and stuff, and the snake's mouth looks like it's like wide open, almost like you could walk inside it. Like it's that huge. You could all walk inside it, and almost like it's a corridor itself.
I would like to cast Detect Magic.
So as soon as you do, the towel around Marina's waist immediately glows a sparkly blue to you. You can see the sparkly towel. It's like you don't know any information other than the fact that it's magic.
Do I see anything else in the area?
Yeah. So you saw Marina's towel, and then you look up and you see Dragthar, and Dragthar to you now just kind of looks like he's made of like solar power. He's just like radiant with fire energy.
That's magical to me?
Yes. Yeah, there's like this fiery aura around Dragthar. The rest of them don't really have anything. Sam has a little bit of an aura because he's wearing a disguise. In the back of the snake's mouth, you see a light purple aura. All right. Well, I think that's it for this week then. Hopefully sometime we can, I'll plan like maybe a double length session or something at some point in the future, but we'll coordinate something like that. But I appreciate that you guys were all here. That was fun.
Yeah,
It was a lot of fun.
Alright, how do I save this?
I have to say, this is just as good as the first episode. I feel like everyone's into it. This is way better than Echoverse.
Alright,
Oh,
well, I gotta
Dobby.
bounce, so good night.
Good night,
buddy.
man.
Have a good night.
And stay safe.
Good night.
And good night, everybody on stream who happens to be watching, and we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Later.